This is Coney Island in the winter. If you're seeing it for the first time, it may not seem like much. But during the summer months, this place can feed the entertainment needs of over 10 million people.
Coney Island, washboard she could play.
In the late 1800s, Coney Island was established as a major resort and amusement destination for New York City residents. It was home to the world's first roller coaster and the first Nathan's hot dog stand. Its beaches taught New Yorkers how to relax, while Luna Park and Dreamland sparked their imagination.
You have to understand that Luna Park and Steeplechase Park and Dreamland places in the early 20th century, these were incredible places to visit. You saw things there that you just didn't see anywhere else. It was a real place of inventiveness, of fun, of spectacle.
But things began to change after World War II. People got air conditioning and cars to take them elsewhere. In 1966, the famous Steeplechase Park was demolished, leading some to believe it was the end of Coney Island's amusements. As popularity decreased, nostalgia increased. There was a Coney Island of the past that had found a place at the center of every New Yorker's universe. The history of Coney Island is well documented, but its future is up in the air.
Well, the current situation is that the area is zoned for outdoor amusements, but unfortunately, a lot of the land lies vacant. And the reason for its lying vacant is mainly because some folks have bought the land and are letting it lie fallow in the hopes of eventually seeing the zoning turn over to allow them to do something more profitable than outdoor amusements, like housing or retail, things like that.
The folks who bought the land? Thor Equities. Its chairman, Joseph J. Sitt, hopes to turn Coney Island into a mini Las Vegas with hotels, condos, and retail. But Mayor Bloomberg wants amusements. And so the battle lines for Coney Island's future are drawn. It's a huge proposition. How do you recreate the spirit of Coney Island for the 21st century? The Municipal Art Society of New York believed that question would be best posed not to the mayor or Thor Equities, but to the people of New York City.
We're coming together to see if we can drag out of you ideas of what the future of Coney Island should be. There are no limits to it, that you can just imagine a Coney Island of your dreams.
It's easy to get to, inexpensive to get to. You don't have to take out a mortgage to come to enjoy Coney Island.
There's a spirit of freedom here, like in the Mermaid Parade. I mean, literally, you can let it all hang out.
Everyone's together like a family.
Okay.
Concept.
I think what would be good for Coney Island is like a historical tour just besides the museum.
I like looking at the diversity of the people that come here.
What I like to see is Coney Island capitalize even more than it does right now on its seasonality.
The forums work to generate ideas, from the tallest skyscraper in the world and a human Pac-Man maze to a digital city. But for the 53,000 people living in Coney Island, the Municipal Art Society's meetings won't be enough because they don't take into account what's really at stake, the survival of those who call Coney Island home.
Out here we have very struggling people who are just struggling to survive, one day to the next, pay your rent, and just make the best of it. And if Thor really does develop this area the way he wants to, like in Atlantic City, there goes our livelihood, there goes our place to live. There goes our home. It's disastrous for those living out, for the regular residents living out here, for the poor people living out here.
The majority of Coney Island's residents live in a series of public housing projects that take up the west end of the shoreline. And with a large elderly and disabled population, residents' biggest concern is that a new Coney Island will cease to be affordable. As the battle rages on between Thor Equities and the city of New York, residents here have become less hopeful and more hopeless.
Coney Island is the poor man's equivalent to Great Adventure and Disney World. This is affordable, and I know quite a few people who do care, you know. I just wish we were large enough like this past election to, you know, make them stop. They say that we have a voice, they always say that we have a voice, but they go ahead and they do what they want anyway. Who am I? I'm just a person that comes from Coney Island.
The city hopes to begin rezoning Coney Island in January. Residents say they will wait until then to determine whether or not they need to fight. Reporting from Coney Island, I'm Adia Beasley.